You ever get that cold, crawling feeling in your gut when you realize somebody honestly thinks they can just take what's yours? Yeah, I thought it was a joke too. Right up until it happened to me right in my own driveway on a sunny Saturday morning. That started out just as normal as any. Karen and her son, let's call him Jason, showed up unannounced, which around here is usually code for "I need a favor" or "my dog's in your yard again." But right away I could tell something was off. Karen had that extra sweet, over-polite voice going like she was buttering me up for something big. And Jason, well, you know that look some kids get, like the world owes them, and they're just waiting for you to hand it over. That's the look he had. So I'm standing there, coffee still warm in my hand, when Jason points at my Jeep and says, like it's the most normal thing in the world, "That's my Jeep." Dead serious. Didn't even blink. For a second, I just stared at him, waiting for the punchline, because who does that? My Jeep's not just a car. It's my pride and joy, my escape pod, my reminder that there's life beyond spreadsheets and neighborhood drama. And here's this kid, who I've seen maybe 5 times, usually dragging his feet behind Karen, claiming it like he's picking up a pizza he ordered. Karen laughs a little too high, a little too forced. "Oh, he's just joking," she says, but she's got this look in her eyes like she's waiting to see if I'll cave or maybe just hand over the keys to keep the peace. That's when it hit me. Jason actually believed he deserved my Jeep. This wasn't some dumb prank. This was entitlement, pure and simple, wearing sneakers and a smug grin. Now, I'm not the type to make a scene if I can help it. My first instinct was to de-escalate, maybe laugh it off, move the conversation along. But that all went out the window when Jason marched right up and tried the driver's door, bold as brass, like it already belonged to him. That's when I realized if I didn't shut this down fast, this whole neighborly misunderstanding was going to turn into a full-blown neighborhood war. Here's where it gets interesting. A couple weeks before, I'd gotten tangled up in another property mess and ended up talking with the state attorney. I never thought that would matter for something as stupid as this. But suddenly that connection was like holding the ultimate ace up my sleeve. I had a plan, one they didn't see coming. Jason's circling my Jeep like a shark, muttering about how he deserves it while Karen tries to pretend everything's fine. I'm gripping my keys, thinking about everything my parents taught me about standing your ground, but also wondering how on earth we got here. Then Jason opens the door, actually opens it, and I step in front of him. "Step away from my Jeep," I said, steady as I could manage, heart pounding in my chest. He just laughs, cocky as ever, like this is some kind of game. "Come on, everyone knows I get what I want," he says. "You ever just want to shake someone and ask who raised them?" But instead I remembered the state attorney, and suddenly I saw a way to end this without shouting, without drama, but with a lesson nobody would forget. Buddy. I pull out my phone. And right away, Karen's face changes. She knows I'm not playing around. Jason tries to bluff. "You can't do that." But I look him right in the eye and tell him, "I've already talked to the state attorney. They know about this situation. This isn't a joke, Jason. You can't just take what isn't yours." The shift was instant. Karen goes pale and Jason for the first time looks rattled. Suddenly, it's not just my word against theirs. The law's on my side, and for the first time, that means something. I explain, calm, maybe a little cold, that touching someone's vehicle without permission isn't just rude, it's actually a crime. Theft, plain and simple. I even mentioned the report I'd filed before, how unauthorized use is taken seriously. I tell him, "Do you want to learn the hard way or the easy way?" And I mean it, the easy way. Step back and leave. The hard way. Deal with charges you won't see coming. Karen stammers, "It's just a Jeep," but I shake my head. "No, it's about respect," I tell her, "and consequences." That got through, maybe not to Karen, but to Jason. He drops the attitude, suddenly realizing I'm not bluffing. I drive it home, mentioning that any more funny business and the state attorney could get involved officially. The threat was enough. Jason backs away. Karen's got nothing left. They retreat like 2 kids caught stealing candy, leaving me in my driveway, keys in hand, heart finally slowing down. You'd think that'd be the end, right? Jeep safe lesson learned, story over. Yeah, not quite. Next morning, my phone lights up text after text from Karen. We didn't mean any harm. You didn't have to bring the state attorney into it. Jason just wanted to borrow it. Borrow? That almost made me laugh. I didn't reply. Sometimes silence is the strongest answer you can give. But then Jason shows up in person, standing there on the edge of my driveway, looking a whole lot smaller than before. I just wanted to apologize, he says. I didn't know it could get that serious. And for a second, I saw a kid, just a kid, way out of his depth. I told him, Jason, you didn't think it was serious because no one ever told you no. That changes now. He nodded, quiet, humbled, and walked away. Karen, though, wasn't quite done. A few days later, she corners me at the mailbox, voice sweet as honey, words sharp as tacks. You really made a big deal out of nothing, she says. I just smiled and told her, it's only a big deal if you don't respect boundaries. Mine are clear. That was the last real conversation we ever had. She avoided me after that, whether it was shame or just plain stubbornness, I'll never know, but it didn't matter. My point was made. Funny twist, about a month later, I get a call from the state attorney's office. Turns out my little incident helped them tighten up local property enforcement policies. All that stress in my driveway ended up making the neighborhood a little safer for everyone. Who'd have guessed right? Looking back, I realize it was never just about a Jeep. It was about not letting entitlement walk all over you. Sometimes you don't have to fight or yell or make a scene. Sometimes just being prepared, knowing your rights, having the law on your side is all it takes to turn a bad situation into a win. So next time someone like Jason or Karen tries to take what's yours, remember, you don't need to lose your cool. Just know your rights, stand your ground, and let the law do the talking. That's how you turn chaos into calm and maybe even make a difference for everyone else around you. What about you? Ever had to draw a hard line with someone who thought the rules didn't apply to them? Drop your story in the comments. I read every one. And hey, if you love seeing entitled folks get what's coming, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss the next wild tale. Justice feels good, especially when it parks right where it belongs.